This is the Precision Curing Oven 500. We have designed this specifically for composite curing, but it is equally suited to a wide variety of industrial and scientific uses. Wherever you need accurate and efficient temperature process control, you can use this oven in your projects. It can also be used to post-cure parts molds and cast resin systems, also precondition and accelerate the cure of a variety of different resins and silicones. And this does make an incredibly useful piece of equipment in any composite workshop. These ovens are manufactured right here at UAVOS. So let's take a look at some of the features, starting out with the main body and chamber. So this is a single top loading door with latching clamps. Braked wheels are fitted for easy movement within the production area. The panels of the oven are made using thermally isolated steel skins with a high-performance insulated core. This means that the thermal performance of the oven is highly efficient. The internal dimensions, we have 2,050 millimeters in length, 502 millimeters in width, and another 466 millimeters in depth. At the back of the oven, we have 2 fans and 2 heating elements. This has been optimized to provide a very uniform temperature profile throughout the entire chamber. On the right-hand wall of the oven, we have 2 vacuum ports, which are compatible with most vacuum and pneumatic fittings. There are a few ways that we can configure these. The simplest is just to take an 8mm hose, add a barbed thread to it, and insert it into the fitting here. Then you simply push fit a silicone hose onto it. There are vacuum ports from the outside. They have the same threads. And again, the simplest way to set this up is to just by screwing in a hose tail bob and connecting that onto your vacuum hose. For the main power supply to the oven, we have a connector that just plugs into the side here. It operates at 380 volts, but 240 volts is possible, and we can run on either 50 or 60 hertz frequencies. You can plug this into a main power outlet in most of the world. However, if you're in the United States, you can't just plug this into a normal wall socket. You will need a high voltage supply, and we can tailor a specific version for an American market to meet your power requirements. So, we're all connected up. Let's now power up the controller. The controller software has been developed in-house by us specifically for this oven, and its vastly advanced user interface is more intuitive than any typical industrial controller. If we look at the home screen here, we've got all the settings. This is where you can configure things like the units and points. The intuitive touchscreen interface provides unrivaled usability and process feedback. The screen is with independent automatic overheat safety control and integral timer package. The display shows chamber temperature, matrix temperature, desired set point, time, operation status, the door status, whether it's opened or closed, cycle start and stop buttons, and we have the standard operating mode and the program operating mode. The standard operating mode operates just like a conventional oven. So it just targets a single set point of temperature. In the program mode, this is where you can configure multiple steps in temperature, adjust rate of change, and create complex cure profiles. So let's first take a look at the standard operating mode. You can see the target temperature here at the top, anywhere between 20 degrees to a maximum of 200 degrees Celsius. Then you can run it with the timer off. This is where it will just run continuously until you manually turn the oven off. Or you can set the timer. It will run for a predetermined period of time, switching itself off when completed. If you now look at the program operating mode, it's pre-programmed with 19 different settings to match up with your needs. These cycles are user modifiable. Should you need it, you can also automatically operate a vacuum pump. So if your process is running a vacuum pump, you can set it to shut the vacuum pump off at the end of the program cycle or at the end of the time cycle when running in standard mode. So that covers the main features of the Oven 500. And as I mentioned earlier, these are prepared and manufactured in-house. So any part of this oven would be available as a spare part if you needed it. I do hope this has answered any questions that you might have on the oven. But of course, if you are left with any, please do not hesitate to get in touch. For further information about this product or to place an order, please visit the UAVOS website.